Welcome to Short Stories You Should Read. Today's story is The Scythe by Ray Bradbury. Drew Erickson and his young family are homeless and hungry, driving an ancient car through rural America, waiting for their luck to change. One day, it does. They arrive at an abandoned farmhouse next to an endless field of wheat. The door of the house was open. Drew knocked 3 times. There was nothing inside but silence, and a white window curtain moving in the slow, hot air. He knew it before he went in. He knew there was death in the house. It was that kind of silence. Then he looked through an open door and saw the dead man. He was an old man, lying out on a clean white bed. He hadn't been dead long, not long enough to lose the last quiet look of peace. He must have known he was going to die, because he wore his grave clothes, an old black suit, brushed and neat, and a clean white shirt and a black tie. A scythe leaned against the wall beside the bed. Between the old man's hands there was a blade of wheat, still fresh, a ripe blade, golden and heavy in the tassel. Drew finds a note on the pillow next to the dead man, which turns out to be a will. It gifts the farm to whoever should discover the note. The farm is his, and the wheat, the scythe, and the task ordained thereto. And so, Drew Erickson, his wife, and 2 children have a home. All he has to do is take up the scythe and tend the field. Ray Bradbury is often labelled as a science fiction writer, but his scope was far wider than any single genre. Perhaps it's best to think of him as a master of speculative fiction, stories that ask, what if? When he was 12 years old, a carnival entertainer called Mr Electrico touched the young man on the nose with an electrified sword, made his hair stand on end, and shouted, "Live forever." Bradbury later remarked, "I felt that something strange and wonderful had happened to me because of my encounter with Mr Electrico. It gave me a future. I began to write full time." The Scythe is just one of Bradbury's thousands of short stories. He wrote around 1 a week until he died at the age of 92. He never missed a day scything, up, down, and across, back and up and down and across, cutting, up, down, up. Think about the old man and the wheat in his hands when he died, down. Think about this dead land with wheat living on it, up. Think about the crazy patterns of ripe and green wheat, the way it grows, down. Think about the wheat whirled in a full yellow tide at his ankles. The sky blackened. Drew Erickson dropped the scythe and bent over to hold his stomach, his eyes running blindly. The world reeled. The power of this short story lies in the scale of that central mystery. What's wrong with the wheat? What's so special about the scythe? And why does Drew Erickson's stroke of luck seem to come at a terrible price? In less than 15 pages, Bradbury's story audaciously swings for the fences. It's about so much more than one family's fate. It's about life, death, the universe, and everything. Have you read The Scythe? Track it down, experience it for yourself, and let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to The Portly Raven for even more short stories you should read.